So we're going to read chapter 12, but let's remind ourselves what happened in chapter 11. So Abbas went to the consulate because he had the documents that his father sent him. And he met a nice, young, beautiful girl named Tarine, who decided that they would help each other. Abbas would take her to the consulate, and then she would help translate. She is also trying to get a British visa like Abbas. And she's trying to escape Iran, where Abbas is also from, because her parents are going to make her marry someone she does not love. He gives the man the documents, and he is told he needs to come back in 10 days between 2 and 3 p.m. He makes it back to the hotel where he spoke to his father, and he was promised he would speak to his mom. It was also his birthday. And Abbas goes to bed feeling a lot happier because his dad was actually nice to him. So chapter 12, page 190. 4 more days passed. I made 1 more delivery for Hector without incidents, without problems. He had given me a new $10 bill, plus my money for making the drop. That was the only time I left the hotel, except for the routine trips to buy food. Even though I was beginning to cry less and was able to get on with things, I woke up on the 5th morning feeling miserable, sad. There was a good reason. I stayed in bed and waited for the sun to rise. As I lay silently, I began to think about my first night in the very same room. All the noises were suddenly louder in my ears. The dripping taps, drip, drip, drip. The random bystanders, people who made their way on the street below. And of course, the insects that inhabited and lived in the room with me. I managed to get a few more hours of sleep before I woke up around 8 o'clock. I walked down the stairs to find Murat half asleep as usual. I had not written a letter home since my last conversation with my father 5 days earlier. I walked straight to Murat's desk, and after a half-hearted wave, a lazy wave, I helped myself to paper and a pen. "Help yourself," he keeped. "Why don't you?" "Thanks," I said. He smiled a little before dozing off and sleeping again. I knew that I had certainly improved business for Murat since my induction as the tea boy, as the boy getting the drinks. I slipped into my usual spot on the dingy old sofa and thought hard about what to write. "Dear Maman, how are you? I'm doing well. In 5 days I am to go back to the consulate. I have given them all my documents and they are checking them. I have learned how to make time pass, but I never stop thinking of you. Today I am 10, and no one here knows. It's the first birthday that I have had without you or my friends. I remember you were telling me how lucky I was to receive gifts when I did not like one of my presents a few years ago. I know that now. I don't want any presents this year. I just want to see you. Baba promised that the next time he calls we can speak to each other. I have not heard from him in 5 days. I woke up early this morning wondering if you would call me today. I hope you will, but I won't mind if you can't, Maman. I haven't forgotten that you have nothing back in Tehran. When we left for the airport, the house was empty. You will join me soon anyways, and so you don't have to put up with that much longer. I'm sure Baba will sort and fix everything and buy more things. He always seems to manage, somehow. If you and Baba had left Iran before the war, before the revolution, when we were rich, maybe we would be together right now. Page 192. I do a lot of thinking here. I have a lot of time to myself. In Tehran, I was always out playing soccer or riding my bike. Here I have no friends, so instead, I think. My money is lasting well. I am eating only once a day and not spending money on anything silly. Everyone here knows me now. Most people here are Iranian, and I am almost famous among them. Some of them, or most of them, are really good to me. One of the ladies who was staying here actually looked like you. I didn't speak to her, though. She only stayed a day or 2. I guess I'd better go now, but I am thinking of you, Maman, especially today. Lots of love, your son, Abbas. I folded the paper over, walked to the reception area, and sealed it in an envelope. I wrote the address on it very quickly, in order not to wake Murat up. But he startled me, scared me with, "It's okay, I'm awake." "You are?" "Oh, I have been for a while," he yawned. "I just like to rest my eyes." There was a pause as I played with my letter. It must have been obvious that I had something on my mind. "What is it?" he asked. "Spill it out." "Nothing." "Well, actually there is something." He cut me short with a, "No, you can't have a pay rise, more money." "No, it's not that. I was just wondering. You know those children who shine shoes in the street?" "Yeah." "I was thinking that I could do that." "I wouldn't recommend it," he said very simply. "You shouldn't go on the streets. Those children belong to gangs, and you will get hurt." "Oh," I sighed, "but I don't want to go out there. I thought we could do it here." "We? Here?" he parroted, puzzled, confused. "Yeah," I went on more enthusiastically, excitedly. "Why not? Everyone here is either on business or trying to get visas. They all have to look smart. We could have the box here in the lobby, and in the morning, if their shoes need a polish, they could get it done on the way to the embassies or their meetings." "Oh, you've been thinking again, huh?" "Also, we can do it like the Hilton in Tehran. My father told me that when he used to stay there, they would polish shoes at night and leave them outside the door for you." "He did? Did he?" he asked. "Yeah," I said, smiling. "And guess what? We could charge and make them pay more money for that." "Oh, you crack me up," he said, laughing loudly. So? So what? So what do you think?" I asked, page 194. "Well," he said, stuttering, "I don't know. Have you not got enough jobs here?" "I still have a lot of free time." "So if, and this is a big if, I say yes to this crazy idea, how do we do this?" "Well, I was thinking—" "Oh no," he slapped his forehead. "I don't like it when you think." "Very funny. I was thinking that if you buy the equipment, which, by the way, I've seen in the market, we could go 50-50. "How does that work?" he asked. "I'll be the one paying for the equipment." "Yes," I said, "but the idea is mine, and I will be doing the work too." "Yes, but you'll be using my lobby," he argued. "That is why you're getting 50%, for the money to buy the equipment and the use of your lobby." "And what happens when you leave?" "Who will serve tea when I leave?" "Someone else." "Well, there you go. Someone else will." He knew it was a good idea, needing only a very small investment, small amount of money. After 50 or 60 pairs of shoes, he would have and earn his money back and start to make a profit. He also knew that not many other inexpensive and cheap hotels offered the same service. "Okay," he said, "I'll see what I can do." "Cool," I said, smiling. "And you can't go wrong because I'll take the money and give you your half." "Oh, you're something else." "I know," I said with my cheeky smile. "Oh, and Murat?" "What now?" "Get a good box and a stool." "Okay, go away now," he said. "You're getting sassy." So just here in the picture, you can see a young boy cleaning the shoes. Now this is the box where they put their foot on. They have the polish here, and this is the stool, the seat, as they do it. Happily, I walked off to the kitchen to get my morning glass of tea. I had expected Murat to at least put up a fight on the percentage. It had been easier than I thought. I had managed to get my 4th job in half as many weeks, so 4th job in 2 weeks. It was a good start to my birthday. The day was getting pretty humdrum. I played a few games of backgammon with Murat just for fun, and I served a few glasses of tea. But it was not until night time that it got a little more interesting. I had not seen Murat since 4 o'clock, and I had been working behind the bar in the television lounge, and the later it got, the more upset I became, as my parents still had not called me. The lounge was filling up fast and I was getting busy. All the Persians were there, ordering their usual drinks, and the tips, the propinas, were pretty good. My parents, however, monopolized my thoughts. They dominated my thoughts, what I was thinking about, and nothing was going to change that. Suddenly, Murat flew in the lounge and waved at me. I showed him that I was really busy and I could not leave the bar, page 196, immediately. He kept beckoning me, asking me insistently. I thought this meant I had a phone call, so I dropped everything and ran to him. "I have a surprise for you, little man." "What?" I asked. "A call? A phone call?" No, he said. Why? Are you expecting one? I shook my head. No. We walked into the lobby, the reception. This little man is better than any phone call. I doubt it. Yes, he said. Just wait and see. And with that, he revealed and showed a really large and glamorous shoe cleaning box and stool. The box had brass handles, a beautifully made wooden frame, and drawers. It came with all the supplies. The little stool was covered with purple velvet, it's like a very nice thing to sit on. I was impressed, but I just shrugged. What? He asked. I thought this is what you asked for. It is, I said half-heartedly. It's one of the best out there, he carried on. My friend gave it to me for a good price. Great. You don't like it? Yes, I said. It's really nice. We will do well with it. That's what I like to hear, he said proudly. Try it out. I sat on the stool, which was against the wall near the entrance to the lobby. It felt quite comfortable. I started to look through all the little drawers and compartments. Murat put his foot on the box with a smile, just like this man here, put the foot on the box. Let's see how good you are then, little man. I looked at him and did not say anything. I really did not want to clean his shoes. To begin with, he was not paying. And most importantly, I suddenly realized the first pairs of shoes that I would shine signified an all-time low for me. Not a good feeling. Though I was brought up without the trappings of nobility, I was always told to behave as if I was an aristocrat, someone important, someone rich. This shoe-shiny business had been my idea, but when it came down to it, I had not imagined I would not feel this bad doing it. So he feels kind of like he's not really worth anything. He's just a shoe shiner. Doesn't have anything good about him. I took out the brush and the brown polish and began to smear it all over his shoe. The polish is what cleans the shoe. Then I picked up the shining cloth and began to put my back into it. It's a lot of work because you have to use your hands. Murat stood there watching, and I was not going to let on that I was upset. After 5 minutes, I had finished both his shoes. He inspected them, turning his feet up and down and sideways, looking at them. Then he smiled with his usual cocky smile, his arrogant smile. Not bad at all. You just need to be a bit quicker. He started to whistle as he walked off to the kitchen. I sat alone in the lobby, thinking about the fact it was my birthday and my parents had not called. I wanted to cry. How long would I have to live like this? I was trying to make the most of the experience, but it was affecting me deeply. Suddenly, I felt a thud on my box. It was one of the Persian guests who had been staying at the hotel for a while. He always tipped me when I served him tea. Can you do mine? He asked. Sure. Page 198. I began to work and he watched me in silence. I tried to be quicker than when I had cleaned Murat's shoes. The gentleman was pleased with my work and paid me my 100 liras plus a tip. I put the tip in my pocket and put the 100 in one of the drawers, which I decided to use as a till, somewhere you store money. For the rest of the evening, I went back and forth from the kitchen to the bar and back to my box. A lot of people were having their shoes polished that night just because of the novelty of it, because they just wanted to try it. Murat had put a sign up in the reception area for an overnight shoe cleaning service at a rather high charge of 250 liras. There were new guests in the hotel that day, a Persian family, and they had a little boy who was about my age, about 9 or 10. I had heard him crying earlier because his mother had not bought him the chocolates he wanted. I had laughed to myself on seeing that. For not too long ago, I might have been or behaved the same way. I was sitting at the box counting the money I had earned when the boy approached me with a 100 lira note. He put his foot on the box, so the boy the same age as him. This for me was the ultimate humiliation, feeling embarrassed. After the first time that night, I had not minded cleaning the shoes of people older than me, but I found it difficult to cope with this. I picked up the brush and began to dip it in the polish. As I was about to put the brush on the boy's shoes, Murat called from the reception. Hey, little man, phone call. Without even looking at my customer, I dropped everything and ran to the booth. "Hello?" "My darling baby," my mother said. "Happy birthday, Azizam." Her voice was soft and gentle, and I could feel her love for me in every syllable and every word she uttered. "Maman, I miss you so much," I sobbed. Yet I was thrilled, I was excited. "I miss you too, my darling," she said. "It's just not the same without you here. Sometimes I think you have forgotten about me. I thought Baba might call more often." "He wants to, but—" She paused, and I knew why. My father must have been next to her. "Baba is there, isn't he?" "Yes." "Is it because we can't afford to speak too often? It's too much money?" "Yes, Abbas," she said. "That is the only reason." "Are you crying, Maman?" "No, of course not," she said, trying to hide her sadness. "Don't cry, Maman," I said. "I'm fine here. I can take care of myself. Don't worry about me. I'm doing fine." "I know, Azizam," she said. "We are so proud of you. We all are." "You are?" "Of course," she said. "Do you think that just any boy could do what you are doing?" "I don't know," I said. "Well, they couldn't," she said firmly. "And even if you weren't doing as well as you are, I would be proud of you." "Thank you." Page 200. "Abbas?" "Yes?" "I'm so sorry that I can't be there for your birthday. I know it must be lonely for you." "Don't worry, Maman," I said. "I got my birthday present by speaking to you. I also have the letter that you sent with the papers. Baba told me you liked it." "I loved it," I said. "Send me more, please." "You know I will." "Does Baba want to speak to me?" "Yes, he does, my darling," she said. "But before I forget, Maman June sends her love, his grandma. Say hi for me. Go now, Maman. I don't want the bill to get too high." "Okay, baby. I love you." "I love you too, Maman." There was a slight pause as my father took the phone from my mother. I knew that now I had to compose myself. I had to give the impression that I was in total control. "Abbas?" "Hi, Baba," I replied in my merriest, happiest tone. "How are you, my boy?" "Good, thank you, and you?" "I can't complain," my father said with his gentle humor. "Happy birthday." "Thank you, Baba." "You're a man now?" "I guess." "If you like, you can buy yourself some chocolate or something," he said. "Sorry that we can't be there or give you gifts." "It's okay, Baba," I responded. "I don't want chocolate. Anyway. Besides, it's dark outside and I don't want to leave the hotel." "Good boy," he said. "But if you want chocolate tomorrow, it will still be okay." "Thank you, Baba, but I don't think I will." "So," he asked, "what are you doing tonight?" "Oh, nothing," I said as I looked at my dirty hands. "I'll probably watch some television. You go now, Baba. It's late over there." "Okay, Abbas," he sighed. "You take care of yourself, and I'll call you the night of your consulate trip. 5 more days." "Okay." The phone clicked, and I knew that it would be another 5 days before I spoke to either of them again. I came back and found the boy still waiting next to the shoeshine box. "Sorry," I said. Speaking to my mother had given me strength, and I was ready to get my hands dirty. Page 202. "What is your name?" the boy asked. I looked up at him and told him. "Abbas," I told him brusquely, hoping that it would be the end of the conversation. "Do you want to know what my name is?" he asked. I didn't, but I couldn't say that. Sure. "Amir," he said. "My name is Amir." "Hi," I said. "Hi," he replied. "We're here to get a visa for America. I can't wait to get there. My father says they have amazing toys." I wanted to laugh, but now I understood what Murat meant when he said that I had to learn to shine shoes, to clean the shoes faster. It was for my own sake. I had not talked to anyone my age for a long time, and my patience was running out with this one. The rest of the night I was busy working in the TV lounge, serving drinks. Usually, I would have stayed downstairs in front of the TV until I was sleepy. However, on that night, I was excited to go to my room. I lay on the bed and stared at my family pictures. I did not cry. I simply fell asleep. It's the end of chapter 12. So, young Abbas, he has the idea that he could do this job here, shining shoes in the hotel, and earn extra money. Murat agrees and buys him a nice kit that you kind of see here. And then it's actually Abbas's birthday, and his parents call, and he gets to speak to his mother for the first time. And they will call him again in 5 days. He doesn't like the idea of talking to the young boy because he sees the young boy like how he used to be, only caring about presents and toys. But now Abbas has changed a lot. Anyway, the end of chapter 12. We're getting close to the end of the book.